Robert Morris Colonials taking on the LIU Blackbirds.
Taps it over. Bumped over by Robert Morris, set by Jurich, and the finish right down the middle. 15, Becky J. Set for Gibeau, and she plants one right down the middle. Hanna Gibeau second in the NEC in kills. One of the fresh faces for this LIU program. What a kill on the far side by Gibeau. No sophomore slump for Gibeau. She was the player of the year. The Rice sisters back healthy. And what a sequence here. From well off the court, LIU keeps it alive. Touched over by Jessica Rice, played by Robert Morris, and Annika Foyt with the rejection on the 50-50 ball right up at the net. As we'll go back and take a look at this replay, look how deep off the court the Blackbirds have to go. That would have been out of bounds in basketball. But Sapphire Reed able to reel it in, bump it over. The sequence continues. Another set point though for LIU, but now on defense. Reed to Jurich. Rice can't finish it. Here's Foyt. Back to Rice, deflected off the wall, and opening set to the LIU Blackbirds. Bumped over by LIU. Now here's Robert Morris trying to set up their offense, and Hannah Veit with the finish. Rice going for the cross. It was deflected at the wall. Hannah Veit. Slammed down by Ashley Rice. Point blank range right at the net. Sapphire Reed with the play at the net. It's touched back over by Sizemore. Another block by Robert Morris as LIU try to get it over for the second time. And the third time's the charm as they finish it deep. Bograd will bump it over. Here's LIU. Jessica Rice trying to send it on a cross. It was blocked and sent back on LIU's side. Deflected, and point for LIU. Sapphire Reed deflected it off the front two middle blockers. In the second set, up 1-0 here in the match. Blocked up at the net, and second set to the Blackbirds.
Has the Blackbirds up 2-0. Coach, what's been working well for you here so far in the first two sets?
You know, we've just been disciplined and steady the whole match. You know, the girls have been committing to our game plan and executing well. I think that's been our success so far.
Hanna Gibeau, your player of the year, has had a phenomenal first two sets. What are you seeing out of her play so far?
Oh, you know, she's playing like a veteran right now. She's only a sophomore, but she's playing like a veteran. I think that's why she's player of the year. You know, she's been a rock for us, you know, even coming out of last year into this season. So I think that's what's happening here. She's playing like a true veteran for us.
Now, everything has gone your way seemingly so far, but, you know, the conference has been so competitive all year. I'm sure that, in your mind, this match is far from over. How do you regroup the team and keep them focused here for the third set?
You know, we continuously remind them that we're playing a good team here. This match is far from over, and our conference has grown and gotten better over the, since I've been here for sure. So we remind them this is a good team. They didn't get here by luck. They worked their tails off to get here just as we did, and they're going to come back with a lot more heart and fire, and I'm sure we're going to have to execute a little bit more.
All right, Coach, we'll look forward to seeing it. We'll let you get to your team. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Greg.
Coach, what was the message to your team there during the break here, down 2 sets?
We've got to quit being so timid. We have to start playing a lot harder. We have to start winning some of these scramble points, and we have to start executing. I mean, we haven't followed a game plan yet. So that was my message. You know, if they want to continue to play with as little passion and pride as they did in games 1 and 2, it's going to be a short night. So, you know, it's really on them. We've got a lot of young kids, and they're feeling the pressure a little bit. So at this point, we don't have any more pressure. We just got to play hard.
You mentioned to me earlier in the week, said if Gibeau and Foyt were both on, they would be tough to beat. It looks like they're both on here today, so how do you stop that?
We just haven't done we haven't done much defensively, so we've got to pick up our defensive intensity, and we've got to start making better plays on the ball and see if we can't turn those momentum around a little bit.
All right, Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Section here at the rack, perfectly choreographed, and all together they're all here for NEC Women's Volleyball. This is the 2011 NEC Women's Volleyball Championship. Hannah Veit bumps it over with her back to the net. Now set up for Gibeau coming from the far side. It was deflected by a Robert Morris player. And it's his usual mentality under Kyle Robinson the last couple of years that we've been covering this tournament. Well placed, but saved off the net. Two-hand touch for Gibeau back over. Robert Morris trying for the finish, and they'll find open space off the deflection of the front line. Gibeau on the cross, the quick trigger. She slams it down. As you take a look at both Foyt and Gibeau, a dangerous duo. And Robert Morris recovers. It's blocked right into the wall. Jessica Rice with the finish. And for the 8th time in history, the LIU Blackbirds will soar into the Northeast Conference Championship game.
LIU Blackbirds, straight set winners over Robert Morris in the first round. They're headed to the NEC Championship game for the 8th time in program history. We're here with winning head coach Kyle Robinson and the Snyders of Hanover, player of the game Hanna Gibeau. And Hanna, let me start with you. First of all, player of the year in the Northeast Conference this year. Talk about that honor only as a sophomore.
I'm very honored to get it, but you can't do it without your team. I owe a lot to the setter, the defense. Can't do it without everybody.
You guys, almost like right out of the get-go, foot on the gas pedal effort here today. Didn't let down, and you led the way with all those kills. Talk about your performance here today. How would you evaluate it?
I thought as a team, we all played well. I mean, for one person to play well, everyone does, and everyone really showed up today. That's the only reason anyone stuck out.
Now, as a team, you guys advance now to the championship round after I know disappointment of last year being knocked out in the first round. Talk about having the opportunity now to play for a conference championship tomorrow.
It's really exciting. I can't wait to play. I think we're going to do well.
Any thoughts about your possible next opponent? I know Sacred Heart and Central Connecticut are both two formidable opponents.
They're both very good. As long as we come playing our best, we'll be fine.
Well, congratulations on your effort, the team's effort, our Snyders of Hanover player of the game.
Thank you.
Let's turn and talk with head coach Kyle Robinson of the LIU Blackbirds. And coach, we talked after that the first two sets during the intermission, and you mentioned how Robert Morris is a team that is going to give you quite a battle all the way to the end, and it seemed like that was the case. But credit to your group, they kept their foot on the gas pedal, as I said, with Hanna, and you guys rode it out the rest of the way and were able to finish it.
Yeah, we were expecting them to come out with fire, and they did. But the girls have been working so hard and just executing all year. We've been talking about executing, and it's paying off for them at the right time.
Talk about the defensive effort there, especially in the first set. Robert Morris never really got a rhythm from the get-go, and it seemed like that was an advantage in the early portion of the match.
Yeah, defense is probably our weakest skill, so we spent a lot of time on it, especially in previous weeks leading up to the tournament, and just being prepared for teams like Robert Morris, who's got a hitter like Vite that's hitting over our block and really thundering balls. So the girls, they stepped up their game tonight. At the net, backcourt, defensively, we were really good.
How about the effort of the home crowd here? I know it was the flip of a coin that got you here, but I mean the fans came out today. They had a fun chant that we saw earlier on. The fans seemed great, and it seems like that would be a huge advantage for you tomorrow in the final.
Sure, definitely. This is the best crowd we've had since I've been here. And I know it's only going to get better. Our school spirit and school pride is growing with each class, and we couldn't ask for more from this crowd tonight.
Give us a little preview of what we can come to expect coming up in this next semifinal, Sacred Heart Central, and you see the winner tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a nail-biter. Sacred Heart has been playing great volleyball as of late, and now that Central Connecticut's got everyone healthy and back on the team, they've also been scaring a lot of teams. They scared us a couple weeks ago when we played them, and it's going to be a tough match tonight.
All right, Coach. Well, you can sit back, relax, and watch it for the moment because you advance to the final. We'll see you tomorrow for the NEC champion.
Thank you, Craig.
With head coach Kyle Robinson and with our Snyders of Hanover player of the game, Hanna Gibeau, I'm Craig D'Amico. Stay with us here on NortheastConference.tv because coming up next, it's Sacred Heart and Central Connecticut at 5:30 in our second semifinal of the 2011 NEC Women's Volleyball Championship.